Buenos dias. I am Señor Morris. I'll be your Spanish teacher for this year. Now, before I go on, I'd like to remind all of the teachers that in the Learning Partner Guidelines, there's a section called Program Preview. Please take a couple of minutes to read through this. It'll give you a good idea of how best to use these Spanish lessons. Now, it'll make the lessons more useful for the students and hopefully a little bit easier for you. Now, if you were in class before, you already know me. If this is the first time you're in this class, you may not know me yet, so let me tell you some things about myself and the class. I'm married, okay, and I have 3 children. I studied Spanish by television when I was in elementary school, just like you are. After I graduated from college, I joined something called the Peace Corps, which sends Americans to all parts of the world to work with people in developing countries. I went to a country in South America called Paraguay, and there it is right there. It's in the center of South America. I lived in a small village of about 500 people. The closest English-speaking person lived about 50 miles away, so I used Spanish in the indigenous language of the people called Guarani. I made a lot of good friends there, and I even had a pet monkey. After I left Paraguay, I came back to the U.S. and went to school again and learned about teaching languages. Now, I taught in a bilingual classroom for several years in El Paso, Texas, and then moved to Flagstaff, Arizona, where I live and teach now. Well, since I studied Spanish while I was growing up, I can understand what many of you who do not speak Spanish at home are going through, and hopefully my experience will help make me a better teacher and make learning Spanish easier and more fun for you. Now, what I hope to do in this class is to teach you some things that you'll be able to use to talk to a Spanish-speaking person. Now, the best way for you to really learn these things is to practice them, okay? Practice with your classmates, practice with your teacher, practice with people who speak Spanish in your community, or teach some Spanish to your family and practice with them. Another thing that we'll be doing in class is learning about the ways other people live. Do you think that schools and foods are the same all over the world? Well, of course not. People do things differently in a lot of places, and we're going to look at some of the things that they do differently and see some of the things that they do the same as us. This is called culture, the way people do things. We'll examine some of the cultures of different people, and I think that you'll find it pretty neat. Now, if you don't feel like you understand everything that I'm saying in Spanish, don't worry. That's normal. If you already understood everything, you wouldn't need to study Spanish, and then I'd have to go and look for another job. I'll tell you what, we're going to go over everything that I teach several times, and I'll show you a lot of pictures and things to help you understand. Every class, we're going to sing a song to greet each other, okay? And the song goes like this. Hola, hola, buenos días, bienvenidos, ¿cómo están? Todos juntos ya estamos listos para aprender. Muy bien. Now, I'd like to recommend that everyone get a notebook to write down all of the things that we're learning about and studying in class. Now, you'll also be able to use your notebook to do some of the activities that we'll be doing almost every class. I tell you what, let's go ahead and start now, and I'll show you what I mean. When two people meet, they might say something like this. The first one might say, Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Okay? Now, if someone said this to me, I would say, Me llamo Scott Morris. Okay? And then the first person might ask me, ¿Cómo estás? Okay? To which the second person I can answer in a couple of different ways, and let's look at some of those. The first one is like this. Here's this person. Oh, look at her eyes look so happy. She's smiling. If she was to answer that question, she would say, Estoy bien. That's right. Estoy bien. She's happy and she's feeling good today. But not everybody always feels like that. This guy here, look at him. Well, he's not really smiling a whole lot. He's not crying or anything, but he's not smiling like she is. If he were to answer that question, he would say something like, Estoy más o menos. Estoy más o menos. Oh, but what if somebody was feeling like this? Look at this guy. Ah, see his brow is furrowed. He's got a frown on his face. His eyes don't look very happy. If you ask him, ¿Cómo estás? He would answer you by saying, Estoy mal. He would say, Estoy mal. Now, one of the things that I'm going to ask you to do quite often in class is this. I'm going to ask you, repitan. I'm going to tell you to do that. Okay? And repitan is a lot like the English word repeat. So when I tell you repitan, I'd like you to repeat what I'm saying. And let's go ahead and practice right now. Okay? Tell you what, everybody get a partner in your classroom. Okay? Just turn to the person next to you. Find somebody by the time I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, turn to your partner, and who's ever tallest, the tall one will go first. Okay? First person, look at the second person and ask them. And say to them, Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Okay, very good. Now the second person can answer. Second person answer, Me llamo Scott Morris. But now don't you say Scott Morris unless that's your name. You go ahead and say what your name is. Okay. Now the first person, it's your turn again. You will ask the second person, ¿Cómo estás? Repitan. Okay. Now the second person, you can answer. Okay. And remember, you can answer in a couple of different ways. You can say, Estoy bien. Or you might say, Estoy más o menos. Or you might say, Estoy mal. Okay. I hope that you're all bien. Okay. Now, remember that I want you to practice that as much as you can with anyone that you can. And remember that some of the people that you can practice with are your family members. I tell you what, let's go ahead and look at who some of the members of your family are that you can practice with. Okay? Aquí está una familia. Repitan todos. Familia. Okay. And that word looks a lot like the English word too, doesn't it? Sure it does. Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at this familia. This gentleman up here, his name is Juan. Well, what is his relationship to Emilia and Gregorio down here? What is his relationship? What would we call him in English? He's their dad or their father. Pues en español, Juan es el padre o el papá de Emilia y Gregorio. Es el padre o el papá. Okay. Well, what about Patricia over here. Here's Patricia. What is her relationship to Emilia and Gregorio? What would we call her relationship in English? She's their, right, she's their mother. Pues en español, Patricia es la madre o la mamá. We kind of give you two words here. Madre would be like mother, and mamá would be mom. Okay, so la madre o la mamá. Well, let's look at these two guys down here, Emilia and Gregorio. Okay, Emilia, what is her relationship to Gregorio? What is she to him? She is his sister. Right, she's his sister. Emilia es la hermana de Gregorio. Emilia es la hermana de Gregorio. Well, if she's his sister, what is Gregorio to Emilia? What is he? She's the sister. He is the brother. That's right. Gregorio es el hermano de Emilia. Es el hermano. Okay. Now, that's their relationships to each other. But what about Emilia's relationship to Patricia and Juan? What is she? She's their daughter. En español es la hija de Juan y Patricia. Emilia es la hija de Juan y Patricia. Okay? You guys, I hope you're getting some notes on this. And let's see, Gregorio here. What is his relationship to Juan y Patricia? In English, we would call him their son. En español es el hijo de Juan y Patricia. Gregorio es el hijo de Juan y Patricia. Repitan todos. El hijo. Do you hear on all of these? The H is silent. We don't say he, Joe. The H is silent. Hijo. So the J kind of makes the H sound. El hijo. Okay. I tell you what. Let's go ahead and see if you can remember some of these real quickly, okay? Let's look at this first person right up here. Juan. ¿Es Juan el padre de Emilia y Gregorio? ¿Es el padre de Emilia y Gregorio? ¿O es la hija de Emilia y Gregorio? What is Juan? Well, teachers, if your student said he is el padre o el papá, you are right. Let's see, how about Emilia? Emilia. Emilia es la madre o la hermana de Gregorio. What do you think she is? ¿Es la madre o la hermana de Gregorio? Well, if you said she is la hermana de Gregorio, you would be just right. That's right. See, this isn't so bad. You guys go ahead and practice that on your own if you get a chance. And I tell you what, right now, I'd like for you to practice again and review the family members that we discussed today with this video. Repitan, por favor.
La familia. La madre o la mamá. El padre o el papá. El hermano. La hermana.
Okay, that was just another way to go over. I hope you can practice in your classrooms, look at that video. And another thing that we can do to go over what we discussed today is to look at the activity sheet for today, and it's called La Familia González. La familia González, and this is what it looks like. La familia González. Let's go ahead and start up here where it says nombre. Let's write in there. What do you think we're going to write? Aquí está, yo voy a escribir Señor Morris. Now, unless your name is the same as mine, I hope you write something else up there. And let's look at the directions for this. Our directions tell us, fill in the blanks with the appropriate words from the key. Okay, well, let's look at this key first. El papá, repitan todos, el papá, la mamá, repitan, el hermano, la hermana. Very good. Repitan, el hijo, la hija. Okay, well, let's see. Here's the family that we were just talking about, and down at the bottom, there are some sentences that are missing words. This first one says, Gregorio es blank de Emilia. Gregorio es ¿qué de Emilia? Pues, here's Gregorio, here is Emilia. Let's look up here at our key and see if we can find any of these. ¿Es el papá? No. ¿Es la mamá? No. ¿Es el hermano de Emilia? Sí. Es el hermano. So what I'd like you to do is write your answer in the blank. El hermano. Now, one of the things that I always find it easiest to do is once I've used an answer, go up to the key and mark through it. And that way I'm sure I don't accidentally use the same answer twice. Now, there are some more questions down there at the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and leave those for you to finish up later when your teacher tells you to. Maybe you can take them home and work on them with your parents or your family at home. Well, you know what? That's about all that we have time for today. Now, as we finish today's lesson, I'd like to share with you a favorite song of mine that we'll be singing throughout the year. The words for this can be found in the Student Resource Notebook if you have those. They'll appear on the monitor if you want to follow along there. They're also in the Teacher's Guide. So teachers, you can find all of these songs along with their translations so that you'll kind of have an idea of what we're saying. Now, if you can sing along with me, please do so. And if you don't, that's okay. You just go ahead and listen this time. I'll understand. This song is called Cielito Lindo, and it goes like this. De la sierra morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. You can look up the words to that song, practice singing that song. Don't forget to practice your family members and your greetings, and we'll see you back here next time for our next class. Until then, adiós y muchas gracias. Adiós.